Welcome back to Factorio. My name is Nilaus and we are here with our base. I have set up a new copper facility. This was something we'd sort of been outlining previously that we wanted to set up, and now I've just set it up off camera. It is not particularly interesting setting up yet another of these locations, and oh, would it be lovely to be able to set it up with robots, but alas, that is not a luxury we have yet, but it is a luxury we have at the end of this episode. So we're going to be rushing robots. I know that a lot of people have commented that they would sort of not have built such a big base without getting to robots first, and I do agree. Robots are amazing, and therefore getting them faster is better. But on the other hand, I also just feel that I really like to sort of build the base and build things right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to convert this in from basic oil to advanced oil processing. Then we're going to go up to this location here, yes, and build our robot build, which will, yeah, and that means these two things. Then we'll also be updating the hub, and if you are using my blueprints, which I hope you are, then, or maybe you are, or at least getting inspired by them, then this has to be done in a very specific way. So please pay attention, because the comment section in my Discord will be flooded with people who say it doesn't work and it's because you didn't follow instructions. And I don't know how to make it simpler. So it's going to unfortunately have to be a little bit complicated to get this working. But I'm sure we can persevere and we can figure it out together. Here we get the copper coming in, the 2 lanes coming out. It's not 2 full lanes, remember that. That's only 36 and not 48 of these. I'd love to get more green circuits because you can see, yeah, we'd love to get everything. But alas, we cannot get everything. We need to take things in strides. So we are actually going to start by first of all messing everything up. So what we want to do is we want to, of course, take all of this, change it to the new recipe. And as that changes, yes, I can change all of it. Then we get things that are a lot more complicated here. Now we do need to do is actually say, okay, these, and you can also see this here is also a way. I will get that up here, and that continues that way. I will get this in the middle one. Right, and then that goes here. And then there is going to be a little bit of a difference. Let's see how far we need to get up. Maybe like this. Yeah. And this is the light oil. The heavy oil would then be cutting down here, but then it connects. That's no good. So it has to be connected with that one. Good. So that is all of this as well from here. Oh, why did I not get enough pipes? Okay, we can continue here. Let's see, this will be like that. In. So we now get water into this, and that helps. Interesting how that's there. Should be. Good, so this is now working. Then we get all the problems on the output side. Ugh. Yeah, this is, this up here has to sort of go through here and that. Then it's again here and cut. Then we're gonna go this, and that connects up there. Then we have to go back out here to build the next one. Can I reach from here? Yes. Yeah, that one. And I'm probably going to miss something, so even when I'm done with all of this, I'm still going to go in and check that everything is done. And that'll be here. That goes over to this side. That'll be a straight line, and that straight line goes in here. And also that one. Good. I think maybe this is good, all of it. Nothing is working up top. That's because it doesn't have the water yet. So we'll go up here. We'll also be taking out the heavy oil from this side, because the main point of what we do all of this for is because we want it for our for the lubricant. So let's get the lubricant going here. And I'm gonna build all of this because it's an advanced build, and I could just spam down a blueprint, but I think it's also valid to just to kind of illustrate how it works, and maybe you're building along. There. And then let's build the first thing we want, and that's here. Let's see. That will be 2, 3. 3 of these for the lubricant should be fine. That one is there, and then it needs to go out. That will be from these two, and then I'm just gonna make it here. Ooh, no, that's not working. So this is gonna be here. Then I will build a tank. There we go, and it'll connect. So this will be our tank of lubricant. Great. This will just be brought out like so, and then we have that on the bus. Great. Then the next thing would be getting the light oil out. That's going to be here. I have noticed that that's where I want it. Here we go. And there. So now we also have light oil out on the bus. But we still need a little bit more. So now we need all the light oil, and the residual heavy oil has to be converted into more petroleum. So we get more petroleum out of this. Okay, so that will be up here. We're going to do... Let's kind of make it in the middle here. 1, 2, 3, 4. These will be the heavy to light oil conversion, like that. And we'll collect the water close by. This will be going here. And the water will be closer. I have a feeling the water also needs to go up. There. And then I'm also going to get the water up here so that it can connect. Not into anything here. So this now gives us a lot of light oil additional. So this light oil has to be getting back to that buffer there somehow, or at least it has to be part of it. All this has to be converted. So let's start converting, and the way I'm going to do that is simply making it up here, and we'll have one for each. So this will be the light to that, and we'll flip, and flip. This flipping thing is so nice. So the water fits perfectly here. And I don't know, this is actually interesting. I don't have the water connecting here, but I think I should, just for consistency's sake. Now, water is connected all the way. What are we missing now? We're missing some light oil. And that's funny, because that is exactly room for this between here, so that's nice. And you go up here. That connects the light oil, and now this one is actually working because it gets the light oil. And then it goes over here. Now. I think this looks better than... Yeah, I like this. This will then be pumping it out of this one. Not all the time, 100% forever, but when it's needed. Oh, yeah, this is... power is pretty miserable. So that's something we just have to accept. And I'm going to set this up here so that we don't pump it out all the time. And it will be only enabled when there's more than, I don't know, let's say 5,000. Oh, hold on. I don't actually need this. I don't need to connect it to here. I can connect it directly to the pipe. But on the other hand, this is interesting. Because we have the new feature in 2.1, and I think this would be a good opportunity to use it. If I'm then connecting this one directly to the pump, then we can say read the content or read the entire pipe. So that's already 4,000 here. Is that great? Visualize the pipeline so we can visualize the pipeline it refers to. And then I could do the same thing on this side. Oh, how I dislike it. Yeah, I dislike it. I mean, I know it's new, and new is good and all that, but I dislike it. I really like having a box, so I can look at this box and go, yes, this is my box. There are many like it, but this one is mine. And that will go up here, and there. And then, oops. Enable if that is greater than 5,000. Then it pushes out, because we want something, because this is going to be used for rocket fuel. Then we want another one of these here. That will also be connected here. That's also going to set up, and then that will go upwards. So that needs to go somehow sneak up here for the light oil. And the light oil will have exactly the same up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. And they will also again. And we will do... water will be in the middle. Okay, so the water is closer. Yes. So we do exactly the way we have done before. With the previous one, or the one below. So that there's some kind of consistency. Whoops. Here. And that goes over. There. Now water connected, and power is not connected yet. And we will get the power. That can just be here, and here, and here. Then we'll also get lights. And that will be... could be here. Fine. This will be the light oil, which we need to get in. And look how close it is to the perimeter. That's perfect. And from here, it goes over and connects to that one. Wow, what a mess. But it is actually everything we want. We get buffers here, buffers here, buffers here. These are pushing up, but they will always go out. Can they reach out there? Yes, they can. So, now we have lubricant. We have a lot of lubricant actually going out on the... Well, does it seem like it's working? Nope, this is not working. Okay, but this is the not working for the good reason. That we're running out of... We have excess petroleum because we're not consuming plastic fast enough. Or sulfur for that matter. So it's good. Let's get these out on the bus. They will be in the 2 lines respectively out here. And the sulfuric acid will also be. So I think sulfuric acid will be the replacing the heavy oil. And then the other 2 will be the other 2 rows. And then we'll bring that up to this location where we're ready to build now. A brand new pristine city block ready to be converted into a robot factory. So that is going to be our objective. I am going to start by... Let's start in this corner. There, that's a good place to start. So we're going to be making that one, and yeah. Right, the first thing we need to do is we need to make engines again, in order to make electric engines, in order to make flying robot frames. There. Now, this flying robot frame here is this. If you look at ratios, this is producing 0.07. This is consuming 0.03. So we could actually, this could be increased, but it, I'm also going to need later on electric engines. If we look at this, they're actually needed for quite a few things that we need in when it gets to space. So we need it for rocket silos, we need it for the asteroid collectors, for the crushers, for the thrusters. So we do need it in quite additional capacity here, especially if we want to sort of roll the dice to get some legendary quality, or some higher quality, not legendary, but just some higher quality stuff. So we do need, even though this is not a good ratio, it's actually double building it. Then we use this as also an output for additional electric engines because we need to do that. So basically this will produce half electric engines into robot frames and half electric engines into the bus, where it will be brought over to a space hub at some point. So that's just the idea of this here. So just so it's it makes sense here and here, and this will of course be it. So we are going to be making there. Right. First things first, we need this to be getting in. We're going to make a unit and then just copy it sometimes here. So now the first thing is, I'm not going to bring anything in on the below here. It's always better to bring things in the middle. So the first thing we really want in this case here is to make sure that we can bring things upwards, right? That is like this. So that's upwards. And then these will go out on a belt eventually. There. That's the final form. Then we need inbound. We need 3 inputs, and that means we need at least 2 belts. So they will always be like this. Here. Then okay, I'm gonna leave it because then it's a module. This will get us inbound, 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 inbound. Great. Easy. Then and this will be what are we gonna get on this belt? This one is going to be the gears and the pipes. That's just going to be on the lower one. And this one will then be steel. But the thing is, steel is also used up here together with green circuits, and green circuits are used here. So we're going to get a green circuits and steel in on this belt. Nope, not this belt. Actually on this belt. Because that means this can grab this green circuits and this can grab the steel. Yes. Then we need to also, as I said, have something going out, and that would be there. Or we could use a red underground for this. I think we'll make everything in yellow right now, and even though it's going to be a little bit silly, this could just be a red one, but I really don't like mixing it. So we got the steel. We got the electric engines, we got the greens, we're missing the batteries. So the batteries will have to come in just on a belt like this. And they just need to be brought in here. Yes. So this will be our module. 2, 3, 4, 5. The only thing we then have to do is figure out a way to get the stuff we need in here. And that will be gears are going in on this belt. There. And then that goes on the bottom side. And if I then do here. Now I don't need 2 of these because I'm not pushing it to the maximum it can deliver. So this will now be made into, yeah. And then we just bring it into the inside. Great. So the only thing we're missing is here. This will be steel and green circuits on this belt. Then this is an output belt that's going to be idling. Yes. And this will be a let's do the inbound. This will be the iron inbound, which will just go in here. Ooh. We'll have to do this, otherwise it'll sort of leak into that one. No good. Or we could also just make it... No, we can't. Because I wanted to make it over, but I can't do that because this is also my outbound. So it'll go there. That's the electric engines outbound. Great. And we need lubricant inbound here. That one. Oh, let's hook that up immediately. That's the one we've been yearning for. Yearning for lubricant. It has been rough without lubricant. So, let me build this so we can get it going. Let's hook it up and see what happens. Not much, but something will happen at least. We won't get all the way, but we can get the get here. We'll forgot the lights. Never forget the lights. There. So we get the engines, we get the electric engines, but we don't get this because we don't have the batteries yet. So that's going to be the next thing. I changed the pattern in here so there's less jumping over, and we can then do it with the yellow. Oh, that's funny. That's really not great. There we go. So now this is working. We're getting this in here. This is a much nicer return path. This path here will be for the electric engines, which we're not getting yet, but we will eventually get it. It's gonna go down here. We have, we can easily get stuck in there. Okay, so this is looking at electric engines. There will be electric engines going out here. So the electric engines will also be put into a box. This box, yeah, I mean, eventually it should be a... There we go. Oh, that's actually not enough. We'll do that because that's 200, which is what we want. Good. All right. Well, now this is good. We do, however, need one more thing, and that is the batteries. Batteries are going to need for two things. Batteries are going to be needed for this part, but also for the accumulators. And that's basically it. If we look at it, then accumulators, flying robot frames, nope. A tiny bit, and yes. So we also need to make it for the laser turrets. So we also need to make laser turrets. We'll do that as part of the accumulator solar panel build. So that's that means we don't need to get the batteries on the bus. And we forgot to bring more of these. So we can build a unit of this because we need to build something. Let's see. I think we want to build it at this thing. This is about as close as we can get it. This will be batteries and there. So the batteries go in here and they will be built like this. Then we need the sulfuric acid coming in. That's going to be here. It's coming from this side and out there. Then we are going to see. Is this really? This seems... I want two of these. So yeah, this is one of those builds where it's way too simple, so I get confused. One, no, still not. Ah man, we need robots so I can do this. Soon though, soon. This is inbound and this is outbound because it just needs sulfuric acid and then it needs iron and copper. So we just need an iron copper inbound here. Should be simple. Then we're going to get like this, and that will be going upwards and downwards, I think. And these don't need to be here. They will be in the middle instead. Oh, this is actually not a module I'm making now. And yeah. Okay, let's remove this so that this becomes a modular thing, and then we can always just change it afterwards. Let's see. So this will be inbound, outbound. We'll do it this way. And we need some lights. They'll be here. Great. So that is a somewhat of a module. And this is also going to be just spammed 2, 3, 4, 5. It's now aligned for this. I am going to need some space over here because flying robot frames are not exactly what we... Well, it's not the only thing we need. We also need to actually turn them into robots. So we're going to need to get something up here. There. This will be one type of robot, and this will be the other type of robot. And these require green circuits, and this requires red circuits. So if we think about this, I'm going to do that. You're going to go here. And then here. The reason why I do this, honestly, a little bit weird thing, is because I want this to be split so that half goes in here and half goes in here. I don't want to only build one or the other. Then we are going to get some green circuits in. They will come here. Oh, look at that. We have green circuits. Nice. And we're going to get some red circuits. They're going to come in here because this belt is going to be the batteries, which will be here. And then it'll merge with red circuits coming in. So red circuits comes in and goes over there so that it can be turned into logistic spots. And this one was iron and copper, which one will be making, nope, here. Iron and copper going in and jumping into that one. And then this goes up because we also need it upwards. Then this will be the sulfuric acid inbound. And then I guess we can merge it together on this line. Yes. So, build this. Should be easy. And let's hook up the two things. There will be red circuits coming in here. And now we get the iron and copper going in. They get some batteries. Like lots of beautiful, clean, happy smoke coming out. And yes, I am well aware that we don't have enough power. I'm gonna solve it. But we just need robots. Right now, it's all about getting a little bit of robots going, isn't it? So let's get those robots going. And we are going to get the first craft here. Yes, it is crafting. Not fast, but it is crafting. And look at that. The red circuits are going in. So what happens after this? Well, we are going to... let me reorganize this part. We can go here and the rails, because this will now be where we put in our... that, and that, and that. And notice that the green ones are never getting a place on my hotbar. That's just how it is. So we now need to put it into a box, and I have started crafting some of these because, well, we kind of want them. And then those will go from here into a roboport. Don't have that yet, but you know, it could be there. So that will go into here and here, and this will be reading not the network, but the logistics network requests. Whatever, that's none of us. I read the robot statistics. That's what I'm reading. So it's total logistics bots is Y and total construction bots is T. So this one will be set when T, total construction bots, is less than 2,000. Yes, and it's easier just to change this to Y, which is logistics bots. So that means this is going to be here. How many do I want to put into this box? None, really. Here, why are we not getting any? Oops, that's definitely not the right icon. That is because it's not filtered, so I need to get you here. We have robots. We don't have them because they don't go in there. So let me see if we can just build a little bit of steel and a little bit of iron just so we can get the first one going. Because now we need to build all of this out. It is time to build the first roboport. Voila. It works. It's brilliant. It's glorious. And we have now robots. What's going to happen then is nothing. Because we don't have enough roboports. So what we're going to do now is we are going to make the roboport. We are going to get over here, get this hub upgraded. And then we are urgently in need of more power. As much as we'd like everything else to be upgraded now that we have robots. Oh, let's not watch this one. Then... that's not really what we can do right now. What we can do is we need to get urgently some more power. So, yeah, let's put a few of these in here so that we can at least cover this area. And then we go downwards towards the hub, because that's the main part that we want to to have robot ported, and not really, we don't really need anything else to be robot ported, but the hub must be robot ported. So let's go down here, and then I'll fix. So now we can already see that there are lots of events that are not working here, and like repair packs, but we'll get it. As soon as they get in here, they will find repair packs. Well, they won't, because everything is like is steel boxes. That's the first thing we need to fix. And just for context, why it ran out, that's because I did not have an automatic feeder for coal here, and the reason I didn't have that was because it was blocked by the copper, so I just sort of manually filled it, and obviously that was not enough. So it is time for us to go back up to the hub and start converting that, and this is getting a little bit complicated, and this is where maybe you weren't paying attention because you just kind of have it in the background, but I think this is now where it's really important to get this, because we need to convert this into a robotic hub or a logistics hub, and it's not right now. So what we need to do is we need to get a radar in here, which means the first thing we need to convert is this one. There. So we need to radar in this point. And then we need to get the wire should now be monitoring not the green wire here. The green wire is now coming from all the boxes, and the content of the boxes is compared here against what I want. And then it tells me what to continue to build. I don't want it to be getting from the boxes. I want it to be getting from the logistics network. So first we need to convert the boxes into logistics chests. Then we need to get the supply not from the boxes, but from here. So if we do that, then we get from here into that one. And this one is going to monitor the logistics network content. There we go. But if I do both of these, connection here and connection here, then I will be converting, counting things double. Let's look at it for the sake of, I have 800 steel chests in here. And if we look at this, I have a request for 800 and I have 800. That means there's nothing out here. So if I now say I'm going to change this one to a logistics chest, then what happens is that it counts here 800, then it counts 800 from the box and 800 from the logistics network. That's no good. So I would need to delete this connection. But if I delete this connection, everything goes crazy because now it only measures the network. So I can't do that just yet. There. Oh, no. Ah, shoot. Fix it. There. Stop. Everything stops now again. Because now it gets this. So we do need to first have both of them so that everything stops. And then we're going to be changing it again. So we'll start with this. So this is the first thing. The second thing is that you are going to be needing to upgrade all of your boxes to logistics boxes. That's going to be like this. 38. There are 39 in total, and we converted one of them manually. Now these are not going to convert because they are not part of the network. So if I do this, then the robots will fly. The first little few robots will start flying to me to pick those up. How many robots do I have actually? I have 77. Okay, and 30 of them are heading out. That's pretty good. So let's see if they're coming out. And I could also do, oh, maybe some of them are actually working on, well, when they get converted. Let's see if it works. There. That was beautiful. There. And then what we'll see now is that I will also be getting all of the stuff that needs repairs. You can see that they start picking up repairs because they're now part of it. However, now is a really vulnerable position because all of these logistics boxes don't have a filter. I prefer using logistics boxes because that means when I pick up some medium power poles somewhere in the base, they go back into this box. I just find it convenient instead of going into some collective junk boxes. So that's why I'm using it. You can also use red boxes if you prefer, or green boxes if you somehow magically have cheated a way to get those at this tech level, which you haven't. We're going to be making some of these because that is necessary for just random storage somewhere in the base here. Good. So now what we need to do is we need to put in the stuff that's missing. This is green circuits. This is substations. This one up here is the weird combinator that I can't remember. Here we have red boxes, yellow boxes, roboports, electric furnace, substations, maybe substations here, I don't know, and then some nuclear stuff here. So those are the things that are still missing, and I have prepared that as a little add-on so that we can simply plop it down on top. There. These will now get built because they are there. Now we can also see that because this blueprint is well made, these will now get their filters. There. So you see all the filters are now set, and all the trash that would be sort of otherwise accumulating these will no longer accumulate because they have set a filter, logistics filter. Great. Now we're in the position, as I mentioned, where everything is counting double because it both counted as being part of the logistics network and part of this. That means nothing gets done. So at this point, it's safe to disconnect that line. And now we only monitor everything once, but we monitor the stuff that's in the logistics network. And that's exactly what we want. We have now converted our hub from being a non-logistics hub to being a logistics hub. And then everything starts going. It doesn't go quick, particular fast. Here's a fun little thing. If I don't have that, and I don't have that, then they will actually not actually go on. There we go. So, and then now we can look at what are the things that are not being done here. There are some. So, I don't really want to have a organized crafter of stone furnaces. We need so few of them that I can just handcraft them myself. This means that now we have advanced oil, we have robots, and we have the updated hub. However, everything is nightmarish very soon, so we do need to absolutely urgently get our power fixed, and there's luckily a great way to do that by running up here. One thing that's also very important that I don't do, and that is I do not put stone bricks directly into my logistics network now, because if I do that, then robots will start laying the foundation, the blocks, and I don't want that right now. And the reason I don't want it right now is because I don't have very many robots. I have 148, and I don't want them spending time on this. I want them to just use also spending power on this. So that's deliberate that I don't have them working on this yet. I need a lot more before I'm ready to do that. Now let's see. We're going to be building something up here, and that will be... that doesn't seem right there. Okay. This will be solar panels and accumulators. Those will be across from each other. And I'm going to build here and here. And then I need a lot of stuff in between here. So what are the things that this needs? This needs copper, steel, and green circuits. Okay, so we're going to get green circuits in first because this one needs a lot of green circuits, which you obviously can't support right now, but we'll put it in here. Green circuits, and we'll also make this as a module. Yeah. So that's green circuits. The other one will be a combined of steel plus steel plus copper will be on the second line, and then the third line will be the output line, which will go down that way. And then the only thing we are missing is here. I wish I could take... yeah, well, I can probably take it here. Probably. That one. And that's going to be the two things that are needed here. So that's iron plus the... so we can do very simple. Inbound, inbound. This one will be outbound. Oh, no. We don't have any... right. We'll have create a few of these, because we don't need that many. Up here, we do need a little bit of a difference. And that'll be there, because they need to reach all the way out there. That one. And here. So this will be our unit of, for this, that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was just thinking, oh no, that don't get built. But it is actually getting built. This is the turquoise color and not the dark color. So they are actually trying to make this. So this is really nice. Then out here we can build one more thing. And that's actually... You are going to be laser turrets. Who forgot to research laser turrets? There you are. Well, laser turrets are going to be next. And what do laser turrets do need? They require here steel, we got that. Batteries, we got that. Electronic circuits, we got that. So we take from here, and from this one as well. That one. And input. So this will be making into a box. That. This will be... Oh. And you are going to now have a constraint. Everything here will be constrained on that. How many do we want? Yeah, let's do 100. Oh, look at the robots. They're so happy. Or I'm so happy at least. Then, from here, we are going to get 2 items out. And this is getting a little interesting. Because I will... I am actually going to start working, preparing this for quality items. So here we're going to get solar panels. Here we're going to get all right. Yes. This will pick up only solar panels. This will pick up... hold on, let's be more specific. Only normal quality solar panels. This one will pick up all quality there. And this one will pick up green or higher quality there. Yes, and this one will also have a constraint. We want to get 500. Oops, that's not what I want. Let's see. This one is less than 500. Yes, and this one will also have a constraint when this one is less than 500. Yes. Do I actually want this one to be potentially? No. Alright, so this is ready, and then let's get all the stuff inbound here. And we get it inbound, so we get some power going. And now it's time to start spamming blueprints as this gets in. Obviously, we won't be able to support this massive demand of green circuits. Not even with this is crafting speed. How much is it taking? 1.1. Okay, so it actually could support all of it barely. And then as we get in here, then we can start working on the next. You're gonna get some in here. There we go. We can make a little bit of laser turrets. Definitely don't use laser turrets. We don't have the power for it. What we do have is actually a blueprint for solar panels. And that's the last thing we're going to stamp down. Because that is a glorious thing. And remember, I should say it. I have to say it in every episode. These blueprints that we are seeing here, the upgraded hub, this upgrade planner, the solar panels that we're now stamping down, as well as... of course, the advanced oil processing and this combined robot and power plant block is going to be, of course, available to Patreon supporters. So, if you are a Patreon supporter, then you can just download this. We are going to do there and there. And thank you everyone who's supporting on Patreon. This is like that. So this location here, oh man, this is so beautiful. We'll get accumulators out first, but we'll get all of it. And this will give us some power once we get some power poles coming down here. They're coming from this location, so that is going to be it. This will give us quite a decent amount of power. Have I had the decency to say how much? Nope, I have not. But it's improved density and ratio. The ratio is a perfect ratio for a novice. Very, very close to perfect ratio. So this is why it's a little bit of a weird thing. And I'm also making sure that it is not a rotationally symmetric pattern. That's really unfortunate when you have a beautiful design, but it is a little bit too rotationally symmetric, and then it's no good. Can't have that in our base. So this is a beautiful with no bad vibes. And yeah, so this will give us a power. This is why I didn't want to bother with more power, because I knew that we would be getting this soon. Yeah, I know it's soon, but it's solar panels are starting to come in here because it's morning. And what you can also see is like, oh, you didn't notice that it was middle of the night. Well, that's because I have added a mod pack. It's called AntiGloom. It's made specifically for me, but it is of course on the mod portal. It's made by GFS of the community, and it's basically just makes the night it's easier to see, and it is really important for YouTube that you can actually see what's going on instead of sort of, yeah, turning up the brightness just to see it. So this is why the last 2 episodes have been a lot brighter than previously, and that just ruins the, yeah, it ruins the achievements, but who cares? For me, I don't care. I got the achievements I need. I rather want you to be able to see what's going on. There's a little bit in the beginning when things are sort of gloomy, there's a cool vibe to it, like running around the forest in the dark. But at this point, yeah, we got industrial scale, so we want to see what's going on. Here we go. This is what we wanted. What we're going to do now is we are going to use a new design here for the, yeah. And then we can actually just, this is just the new city block, which will then be able to put in these everywhere we need it, right? And then get some more Roboports coverage everywhere. So right now we just have Roboport coverage here. We'll of course spread it out to all of it. Then as we spread it down here, we'll also start working on automatically building this. And in the next episode, we can sort of expand all this out, because now we have robots to do the work for us. We're also going to do perimeter defenses next time and continue to tech. So thank you very much for watching. We finally got the robots that we've all been yearning for. So they are here and they are gonna save us. So thank you for watching, and things will now speed up as we progress. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.